All right, guys, we should be live right now. I think you can actually see where my banner ends. I'm gonna try to fix that. Actually, no, that's. Hold on. I should have done this before I went live. All right, it's whatever. It's just gonna have to stay that way. I'm not messing with it now. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and waiting patiently. Some people are saying it hasn't started yet. You might have to hit refresh. You might have to refresh the stream to get it going. So yeah, there's definitely some stuff we have to talk about in this stream, and I think it's pretty important. There's a couple things I want to make clear at the beginning of the stream before there's a couple things I want to make clear at the beginning of this stream. I'm waiting for people to refresh and everything and file in before I start talking. Because I think this is pretty important. Are there any hidden clues in the stream? No, there are not. I'm going to explain that in a minute. I really feel not great for that stream I did on Sunday. I mean, I know it's like, we had all these conspiracy streams and, I don't feel too bad about that because I feel like this is something that a lot of people were on. I just happened to be one of the first people there. And, it feels like it's been so long since we've had a good Hideo Kojima troll. Once I suspected and thought we may have one, I was all over that. But my Sunday stream, the podcast, is what I really don't feel great about because I was, I was messing around a little bit. But yeah, so, by the title of this, I have spoken with Hassan. I fully understand that there are going to be some people, no matter what, with this stream that they either don't believe I talked to him or they believe that I've been told to say a specific set of things and like to withhold certain things. Like I'm under some kind of NDA. I'm not under an NDA. It's nothing like that. I was not paid, or it's nothing like that. The truth is, I feel kind of bad because, since I was one of the first people to talk about this, I feel a little bit responsible for, not fully, obviously. It's a complicated situation, but I feel like it would just benefit not only me and my audience, but also Blue Box Game Studios and Hasan Kahraman if I clear some things up and make it clear like what's actually going on here, because I'm sure many of you saw his video that he put out on their official Twitter, which I thought was pretty important. And it seemed like that, did it for a lot of people. And I feel like if you come to my channel, you see a lot of content that's me being all conspiratorial, which again, like I don't regret it because it was fun. A lot of people told me they really enjoyed the streams. A lot of people told me that it was like very exciting for them. And I, that I feel the same way as well. Sir Speaks a Lot, you're saying now I'm a chaotic person. Do I want to mute the crazies in here so they don't spread a fire, or do I want them to spread so I can use my nuke? Well, actually, you did remind me. I do want to put slow mode on in the chat. I think that would help the situation. So, listen, I know there's going to be people who come to the stream solely to dislike it, which obviously you're free to do that if you want. But I'm just going to ask those of you who are here if you can understand and at least appreciate that I'm doing this stream and trying to set some things straight. If you could do me a favor and hit the like button to help it out and show your support, that would mean a lot to me given the current circumstances. So, I'm obviously not going to be able to stop everybody from disliking, but it is what it is, So I'm going to keep rambling, obviously, saying don't regret it. It was fun and it helped Abandoned. So, yeah, that's the thing here. The whole conspiracy. Is this a Silent Hill game? Is Hideo Kojima involved? No. No, that's not the case at all, at least based off of my conversation. I fully understand, and this is why I was kind of evaluating whether or not I should do this stream. But again, I just thought it would be good to have on my channel to show people that, like, I don't want to purposely mislead anybody. And I have to apologize for my Sunday stream because I purposely did some things because to be honest, I was just 100% trying to have some fun with you guys and do my own little Kojima stuff. And I'm sure anybody who tuned into that, you know what I'm talking about. And I do apologize for that because the truth is, at that time, I really still did believe that this was all like a ruse and a hoax. And, somebody says, okay, bye, unsubscribed. I mean, what do you want me to tell you, Do you want me to say no, don't leave? I mean, it's your choice, Obviously, I think that there's still more to come with this. I don't think it's over. I mean, they have an app coming on Friday, so we're gonna have to see what's up with that. Nick, you're saying, hey, not gaming related, but what sort of music are you into? I'm mostly into metal. I'm into rock and metal. That's mostly what I listen to. I've been listening to Gojira's new album. I like that song "Hold On." That's really caught me recently. So that's what I'm really into. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of people are like, dude, you baited us. Stop with the rumors. I mean, look, here's the truth. If there are people who come to my channel and they come to my stream and they want to place the blame on me and use me as a scapegoat, it is what it is. I can't stop that from happening. I mean, you look at what Blue Box Game Studios has been doing up until this point. Obviously, they're going to get some of the blame. There are people who want to act as if I'm the only one who has been covering this, who has been talking about it. Was I very excited about it? Yeah, you're damn right I was. And again, I'm not going to apologize for my excitement. But, one thing that I thought was really cool with those streams was, again, like the amount of people who thought that it was like really fun and they seemingly enjoyed the energy and everything. And, that's why I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I regret it. Like, no, but in some sense, I do regret, basically locking anything in or making it seem that way. But Jeremiah, you're saying, bro, don't feel bad. The streams were great and you're a phenomenal content creator. Keep doing what you do. Well, thank you so much for that, man. Yeah, I mean, I've been getting some really nasty comments and some just nasty things thrown my way. Again, it's to be expected. I think it's a little bit unfair, but those people don't care whether it's unfair or not. They're looking to hurt me, to hurt my brand and my channel and whatnot. So, they're going to do what they do. And that's the thing is, like, it would have been safer for me to not do this stream, but I want to do it just to clear the air. I feel as though it's necessary. Convex Mike, you're saying, love your content and will never unsubscribe, but that video did not convince me at all. Well, so let's get into it. So I had a conversation with Hasan Kahraman, and, I don't feel the need to share the entirety of the conversation. I don't think that's necessary at all. There's really just some very important points that you need to focus on. And if you don't believe me that I've communicated with Hassan or had a conversation with him, Blue Box Game Studios is following me on Twitter. He let me know that he was going to do that. And, I told him, like, I'm fearful of any of the potential backlash you guys could get. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to make the situation worse. And obviously I did a bad job with that on Sunday. And so, there's a lot of people who also feel, you're saying they paid me off. No, I mean, that'd be great, right? If I was getting paid. The truth is, if I was being paid by Blue Box Game Studios or anything like that, I probably wouldn't be doing this stream, right? But no, there's nothing like that. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple, guys. Like, I talked to Hassan, and he wanted to communicate some things to me very clearly, and he seemed like, there are people who believe that he's a paid actor or whatever, and he's come out and said that he's not an actor, that he is a developer. And I will tell you this, based off of my communication with him, if he is a paid actor, he's doing a pretty good job, because he has me convinced. And I know I just don't want to continue to contribute to this if it's going to potentially lead to, unnecessary backlash. I mean, obviously they did some things that are going to cause some people to get upset no matter what. But, Hassan came out, he made his video. Stain Anderson, you're saying, check out the PlayStation Store right now. The Haunting Bloodwater Curse from Blue Box Game Studios just came up very recently. Yeah, so here's what's important for you guys to understand. I don't have the entire story, all right? So I don't know every single thing that's going on. There are still questions I have that remain unanswered. But, the most important questions that I asked were answered. The most important questions that have been leading us to continue to think about all of this and try to make sense of everything and connect the dots, I guess you could say. So, when talking to Hassan, Jeffrey is saying, MBG, did you get any idea from Hassan on why Sony felt their game deserved a showcase on an app? That part doesn't fit with Sony's personality. So I did ask about that. And, to be honest, it's still a little bit strange with the whole app thing. He was kind of vague, but what he basically said to me, because I was like, hey, man, like, one of the reasons why people are going off with this is because you guys are getting your own dedicated app, and it's very ambiguous. And I think that that's just causing a lot of people to come out and be like, hey, this seems pretty suspicious. And what he said to me, and I actually, I took his word for it because I guess it makes sense, is he just said that getting an app on PlayStation is not that big of a deal. Like, if you're a developer, just requesting to put an app on PlayStation, that's something like pretty much most developers can do. And the way he conveyed it to me is that it's not special treatment, that Blue Box Game Studios is not getting any type of special treatment. And the blog post, he said that, it's pretty common that Sony allows developers of all kinds to have their own blog posts. And, these are things that I was like, oh yeah, I can't argue that. Like, that's true. Like, it's very much true that, the app thing is still a little strange to me, but I can't argue the blog post point. Colin, you're saying, did he say how he got the blessing from Sony? So yeah, from what I was told, basically, it sounds like Sony saw what they're working on and they just really like it. Now, again, like, it's a vague answer, but this is what he told me. They saw what Blue Box Game Studios is working on, what Abandoned is, and he said that they basically really enjoy trying to find developers that have a lot of potential and have potentially something great on their hands. And apparently they just really liked what they saw with this. When it comes to the whole like Sony chiming in and whatnot, I didn't inquire about that, so I'm not entirely sure. Let me see. T, you're saying Jason Schreier stated that his interview with Hassan resulted in more questions than answers. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, just like I said, I don't have all of the answers. If I did, obviously I would tell you. I won't lie. Like, there are some things, and if I had to like make a guess, I think it's because there are NDAs involved here, and only so many things can be said. I'm just a YouTuber. Like, I was pretty shocked that they followed me and were willing to talk to me, and that's why I was like, oh, this is new and unexpected, and I wasn't expecting this. So you're saying, did I ask when there's going to be a Q&A live stream? I did, and it basically, he's saying to just hold tight. Like they're going to be doing it soon. He was saying that they're very busy. Apparently, like they are still trying to develop the game, and this whole thing is like I've been adding a lot of stress, and that basically, you know, from what it again, it was kind of scattered and all over the place, and very much just a lot going on at once. But essentially, it's going to happen. They're just trying to find the right time. You know, it sounds like the sooner the better. At least you would hope. And that's why I was like, you know, I asked him if it was okay if I mentioned that we spoke, because I told him like, look, man, like I want to help you guys out if I can. Like I want to help the studio out and I want to help the game, because I still do think that based off of what I'm being told, there could be something pretty great here. And, you know, he sounded like he felt pretty bad for, you know, the whole S and L tweet, you know, but from what he told me, it sounds like, you know, they're going to be doing it soon. And he was telling me that, like, you know, the app is going to be coming, but it wasn't made clear to me if they're going to do the Q&A before the app or after the app. And you're saying, you know, what somebody's asking in the chat, what was up with that S, you know, starts with S, ends with L tweet? What's up with that? So he didn't explicitly explain it to me. He did come off as like he's very much, like he really didn't mean for, I mean, you know, again, I'm just trying to take his word for it that it didn't mean for it to come off that way. It sounds like they really thought people were going to guess survival, because there's a big survival element in the game. Like that's what they kept emphasizing when they talked about it. I mean, it's definitely a little bit like, oh, okay. I mean, not the best way to go about it, but again, it's like, again, and I want you guys to understand. I know a lot, and I see a lot of this in the chat right now. Like, why should I believe him? I want you to understand that I have my own opinions and suspicions about all these different things, but the reality of it is this. When I made my theory videos and my conspiratorial videos, I did not expect to suddenly have this Hassan. I thought Hasan Kahraman was not a real person, first of all. You know, when I was going over the conspiratorial thing, I did not expect to have the studio follow me on Twitter and then have a short conversation with this individual. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if they're playing me right now, I'm totally cool with that, because I don't know what I'm playing with. You know, I don't know what exactly is going on. I'm just going to take it for what it is. And if, you know, Hasan Kahraman he's telling me that, you know, this is an app and this is their game, and this app is supposed to tease the game, and they're an indie studio, and it, you know, don't look too much into the coincidences. Again, paid actor or not, I'm taking his word for it, because I fear that if I were to turn around and be like, oh no, I don't believe anything you're telling me, you know, I don't want to be the reason or one of the reasons why people, you know, potentially get upset. And it's especially bad when, like, you know, when we were talking about the game, it sounds like he's confident in it. Like he was saying, like, the reason why Sony is interested is because they believe we actually have something really good here. And that's where it's like, well, you know, I hope they can show it soon, because if they can, I feel like if they can show the game, that will be a big difference maker. You know what I mean? Like if they show a game that looks really great and people are like, oh my God, this actually looks really good and has a lot of potential, then I think that will alleviate a lot of it, you know? And it's funny because, I mean, I see a lot of people in the chat. You guys think I'm like in on it. Like I'll tell you this, and I'm being as sincere as I can. If I am in on this, even I am not aware that I am in on this. I don't know exactly what's happening. But what I know is that I was not expecting to speak to Hassan at all. And, you know, I asked him if it's okay if I tell my audience that we spoke, because I want to try to help you guys out, because I was one of the people here. You know, he said you know what was interesting? He said he's a big fan of my channel and he loves what I do. That's what he said. And I'm like, Well, thanks, man. Like, I appreciate that. You know, I thought that was kind of strange, but I'll take it for what it is. You know, I don't know how else to take it, honestly, at this point. It's so crazy to me. I see so many people being like, "You talked to Kojima." You're guys. No, I didn't. Like, that would be a dream come true, and I don't think things work like that. Honestly. MBG, he's buttering you up. I mean, he might be, you know. I mean, he might be using me to help his game and the situation. And that's the thing though, is like, I do want to help if I can, because I feel like that's the right thing to do. Only because, you know, if they did make the mistake of getting people to believe, oh my God, this is Silent Hill, then I definitely did not help if it really wasn't, by basically like, guys, I'm like 99% sure this is Silent Hill. And that's the thing. I asked him straight up, I'm like, so you're telling me this game is not Silent Hill? And he said, no, this is not Silent Hill. He doesn't want to mess with people's emotions. He's not trying to do that. He said he's made it very clear over and over again on their Twitter, you know, clear as day, that they're not affiliated with Konami, that they are not affiliated with the Silent Hill IP, and that's not what they're doing, and that was never their intention, or at least they weren't trying to make it seem that way. This is what he's telling me, you know, and it's like, you know, what am I gonna do? Turn around and say to him, no, Hassan, you're lying to me right now. It is Silent Hill. Like, you know, he sounds truthful. He basically sounded exactly like he sounded in his video that he put on the Blue Box Game Studios Twitter, where he's like, you know, listen, I'm a real person. I'm not an actor. I'm not Kojima. I'm not affiliated. And you know, that's the thing, is like, I just feel like it would be really a hell of a thing for me, after all of this, to, you know, come out here and be like, hey guys, it's Silent Hill. You know, so I don't believe it's Silent Hill at all. Like, at this point, again, like, if I'm in on it, I don't know that I'm in on it. If this is a paid actor, which I don't believe it is, if you know, again, just any possibility here. If it was, I have no idea, and they're doing a hell of a job on me right now, because I can't tell at all. He, like, the dude legit sounded kind of stressed, you know, not super stressed, but like, it seemed like he was being genuine. And I'm just like, well, man, like, I feel a little bit bad, because I don't want that to happen to people. You know, I know what that feels like, and it sucks. Whether it was their own fault or not, it's like, clearly they're trying to make people understand. Sounds like MBG signed an NDA. No, I did not sign an NDA. So here's the thing. If I wanted to right now, I could show you my entire conversation with Hassan. I could show you anything, but I'm just trying to be respectful. Like, I really am. You know, I was keeping the door open and being like, hey man, like, you know, what's going on with this? And I just feel like that's a little bit, you know, just not right. You know what I mean? By the way, guys, we have 1,850 people here hanging out with me right now. Do me a favor, please hit that like button to help the stream out. Again, if you appreciate, you're saying show the conversation. Look, I'm not going to do that. There was something very specific, and again, this is where, like, it was a little strange to me, but I'm believing what he's saying, and I don't want to make things any worse. He told me there was one thing specifically that I could tell you guys. It's a little strange. Again, like, I don't know why he's leaving it to me to tell you guys, but, you know, I'll tell you in a second. Let me get to these super chats. So let me see. Dave, you're saying, is Hassan doing okay, all things considered? That video he posted, it really seemed upsetting to see. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like, he was stressing to me, like, he kept saying that like, people keep asking why he's not, you know, coming out here and doing more, or why it's taking so long. It's because he says that pretty much, it feels like anything he does or says it literally just turns into another conspiracy. Like people keep looking for anything and they'll find any little thing. And that's where I'm like, yeah, like I was like, that was me, that was literally me. And that's why like I'm so mind effed because I'm like, oh geez, like it's a crazy thing to think that like I saw all these things and I'm like, this is so weird. And he did say like, dude, like he's like, just drop the coincidences, man. Like I'm telling you, like we are an indie studio, we are an indie dev, and if you are expecting Silent Hill, not to expect it from them. And that's where I'm like, oh well, all right. I mean, geez, like it. He said he doesn't enjoy this, and that's where I'm like, well, I don't. I genuinely feel bad because I'm like, God damn, dude, like I'm not trying to throw more fuel on this flame that you're trying to put out, and that's that's the whole thing here is I wasn't expecting this. I thought that this week it would be like, all right, guys, let's go figure out what's going on next, what's happening next. Let's go connect the dots week 2. And it's like, yeah, I can't do that. I don't want to do that now. Like, regardless of what ends up happening, I don't feel comfortable at this point. And I feel like that, like, there could potentially be some negative ramifications that I don't want to instigate. You know what I'm saying? So, but all in all, he sounded okay. Like, to answer your question, he didn't sound like, like he's in some kind of super distress, but you could definitely tell like he seems a little not like he's not thrilled, you know what I'm saying? Like I think a part of it is like it's like, wow, like his studio is getting attention and stuff, but it's like, it's rumors about stuff that's not true, and he just kind of wants it to stop. Tyrone, you're saying, why did you not record and post your chat with Hassan? Well, so the chat, first of all, I'm not going to record somebody, without telling them. And it just, again, it was one of these spur of the moment things where I was not expecting it. So it's not like I had like my recorder like ready to go and I'm like, okay, here we go. I didn't expect it and I didn't think it was going to happen. And to be honest, the dude just sounded so normal and chill. I was like, wow, like, okay, this is this is not Hideo Kojima. Like, it's hard to explain. Like, go watch the video he posted, and it's like, yeah, that's not Hideo Kojima. I know people keep making jokes where it's like, oh, Kojima's behind him holding a gun and stuff. It's like, guys, I don't know, man. I don't think so. I don't think so. I really don't. Sir speaks a lot. Thank you for that. Eric Golden, you're saying Jason Schreier pretty much said it's Silent Hill and Kojima behind it on the podcast. Now it's 100% Silent Hill. I didn't see that. I don't know what you're referring to. The last thing I saw from Jason Schreier had to do with his article where he said he was left with more questions than answers, which I can, after speaking to Hassan, I can certainly understand why he's saying that. He, it's one of these things where it's kind of like, it really does sound to me like it's somebody who is trying to explain like what's going on and how it got to this point, but they're in a little bit over their head and they don't really know exactly what to say. Like they're kind of afraid that whatever they say next, it's going to lead to another thing. And given the situation, I can kind of understand that. Anubis, you're saying, did he tell you the real name of the game? He didn't, no. He just kept referring to it as Abandoned, and he kept referring to the app. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys. He told me that I could tell you guys something, and I'm not making this up. I swear. I mean, look, you have to take my word for it. It's up to you to decide. I do not care. I really don't, because my position from this is I'm sitting back, I'm watching as a spectator, and I'm going to be looking forward to whatever this app is we get on Friday, and I'm just done. Like I'm out. I'm out because, again, like I'd rather just be patient and wait and not speculate and just see it for what it is when we get it, especially after this conversation. So I know that, some people aren't going to believe me, but what he wanted me to tell you, hold on one second. So basically the app that's going to be dropping on Friday, and I don't know what to make of this, but again, he told me that I could tell you guys this. So they obviously had to delay it by a couple of days. Apparently, I do not know what to make of this. I'll let you guys decide for yourselves. He said that the app is going to drop on Friday and that we are getting the app. But he said don't expect the game to be revealed just yet on Friday. And, so I tried to inquire more about this, and I couldn't get much, but basically he's just saying, like, we're going to get the app and the game reveal is going to come later. Like, I don't know, I was just like, okay, so just to be clear, like, it's okay if I talk about this publicly. And he said, yes, you can talk about that. And he said he also said he's going to make that, he's going to let us know publicly later on or sometime soon this week is what he said. He's going to let us know. So I don't know if I'm helping him at this point, but that's what he said to me. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. I was under the assumption that this app is going to be the game reveal. Maybe the app is going to feature the Q&A. I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. So Easy E, you're saying if they end up being Kojima, then this is a horrible marketing scheme. Lying to your fan base isn't cool. I will not play the game if it is Kojima. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. That's the thing here. I know that a lot of you won't believe me or you think I'm like in on it or something. And it makes me feel weird because it's like, guys, I'm not in on anything. Like I know and I understand why you guys feel that way because again, on Sunday, I was acting like a smacked ass, like acting like I knew something. And I was doing that to play with you guys. I was, somebody said in my podcast comments, they were like, no one will understand the level of meta that this stream achieves. And that's exactly what it was. I was basically just trying to have my own little Kojima moment. Maybe the timing of it was poor. And, I definitely I definitely continued to not help the situation. But at the time, again, I was still very much under the belief that like, it's also, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think we also were still under the impression that the app was coming on Tuesday. I can't remember, but yeah. So guys, let me see if I'm forgetting anything else. There were a few other things that we discussed. So, apparently this is a real game that's in development and it's being outsourced. So a lot of it is being outsourced. He didn't give me like any specific details about that, but he mentioned something about a team of like 50 plus people. And, something he also kept emphasizing to me is to wait for the app, just wait for the app. And, that a lot of stuff will be, revealed. He mentioned something about like, the game reveal coming later. I don't know if he's talking about a gameplay reveal per se. And, I did say to him, I'm like, hey man, like, people are, I think the reason why people are all over this, and I was also speaking from my perspective, is, there's just a lot of coincidences, So like I asked him about the logo, and he just said that he's not the designer. He didn't design the logo. So he just said basically it's just a very common black and white. Again, it's like, I'm not like, we're going to argue with the guy and be like, no, Hassan, you're lying. Like, no, I'm kind of a little bit shocked that I'm having this conversation, but that's what he basically said is like, hey, he wasn't responsible for that. And he just says it's just he's saying, look, people are just looking too much into it. What about the Silent Hill merch you posted about? Yeah, to be honest, I posted that because, like, I think, this is where I'm going to stop posting stuff as well, honestly, because maybe I'm not communicating myself properly, and it's weird because, like, I'm seeing it happen to me too, where it's like everything I post now, like, people are like, where are the clues? I'm like, there's no clues, guys. Like, please stop. Maybe I did this to myself, but it's a little weird where it's like, there's woods, like with snow behind this new Silent Hill merch. It's weird. Like, I can't deny it's weird. And I'm like, I don't know why they're doing this. You know, somebody said something to me, and I'm not gonna lie. It's like Occam's razor here, you know? Somebody was like, maybe it's just a, billion-dollar, I don't know if Konami's a billion-dollar corporation, but a billion-dollar whatever corporation, that being Konami, just trying to capitalize on the moment, and they're trying to like get their merch stuff out now. I mean, it's like, yeah. I mean, it's Konami we're talking about, the pachinko machine makers. As deflating as that sounds, it's like that would make sense. It is strange though. I can't deny it's strange. And I did mention that to him, and he said, "Look, man, like, they're just coincidences. Like, you're like this. We're not affiliated with them." And I'm like, well, I mean, okay, I believe it. And a lot of people keep saying like, dude, this is still an ARG, like we're being tricked. And they keep referring to what Kojima did in the past with Joaquin Mogren, and the Phantom Pain. And I won't lie, like, yeah, that's why I immediately thought like, holy crap, this is it all over again. But I'm like, is it just me, or is this being taken to like another level? Like it's taken to another level at this point. I don't believe this is an ARG. If this is an ARG, my mind will be completely scrambled if we ever find out it's an ARG, and I'm being serious, because this is like, whoa, like this is, people are getting upset. And that's why I'm like, is this part of the ARG? Are people supposed to get angry and upset and emotional? It seems a bit extreme, By the way, guys, over 2,000 people watching. You guys are amazing. Please hit that like button if you could do me a big favor. Again, I know that not everybody's going to be on board with the stream and not like it, but if you're willing to help the stream out, please hit that like button. I would definitely be very grateful if you could do that. Let me see who else we have here. Leo S, you're saying, does he sound like he's Dutch or Japanese? No, he 100% sounds Dutch. He had a Dutch accent, unmistakable. Sir, I mean, you could hear it. You could hear it yourself on his video that he put out. Sir Speaks Loud, you're saying, I'm totally related to MBG, and I can confirm that he is lying, guys, and I'm not telling you this, so I have an excuse to start a riot. Of course not. Yeah, okay, Sir Speaks Loud, we're related. Corey Downing, you're saying, you may have already addressed this. Did you ask him about the last name coincidence? That I didn't ask about, because it felt like it was kind of rude. Again, you have to understand, like, I was a little bit surprised to be having the conversation that I was having, and I didn't have anything prepared necessarily to ask except like the big questions. So that wasn't on my mind. But I didn't ask about that. Just, it felt a little like, hey man, you have the same initials. Like, what's up with that? Like the dude's over here trying to be like, hey man, like, it's not what you think. And what am I gonna be like? But it is. But honestly, I was afraid to go off the deep end, because I was afraid if I did that, he wasn't going to want to talk to me anymore. And at that point, I can't get any information, and I'm still going to be left in the dark. And that just felt like it was, it was unnecessary. Danny Gold, you're saying all this happened after the last stream with the hints. Yeah, so the timeline of it's, we became friends on the PSN, and we just chatted a little bit, like I was basically just kind of like seeing if he was even going to add me or not. And he did. And, I was surprised to find that he was willing to answer my questions. And I guess I wasn't too shocked, because I noticed he was answering a lot of people online. He was talking to a lot of people. And so I wasn't that shocked, but it's just the whole thing was a little bit like, whoa, like I don't know. Like, I guess it's just because like I never experienced anything like this before. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, and somebody's asking, how is he verified on PSN? So I actually looked into this. I didn't ask him this, but I looked into it myself. Apparently, if you're just making a game for PlayStation, this is based off of my understanding from what I looked into. Apparently, if you're making a game and you're a developer making a game for PlayStation, you can get verified. If you apply to get verified and you can, show Sony you're making a game for PlayStation, they'll verify you. That's my understanding of it, because I thought that was strange too, but apparently it's not that difficult. So, Mr. Unknown, you're saying 250K isn't enough money to make an indie game, MBG. Yeah, so I don't know. You know, these are things that I didn't bring up to him, you know. I don't know what's going on with the whole 250K thing. It seemed a little strange to be talking about money. Again, it almost sounds like there's like no PR behind this. And that's another thing that makes me believe I think this is just an indie dev in over their head, because there's like no PR setup. Like, it's just like he's trying to somehow manage all of this himself. And I think he's like, he's not aware of, like, there's maybe some things you shouldn't be saying, you know, some things you shouldn't be saying to people. And it's like, it's like, maybe it's making it worse. And he just has no idea, like, dude, don't say this. Like, you're making it worse, you know? I don't know what's up with that, man. Tiago, you're saying MGS did this with actors. It's just more advanced this time. And you got caught, LOL. So, dude, like, that's the thing that's, you know, this whole thing feels so mind-blowing to me, because I'm like, you know, my gut instinct is telling me when I'm talking to this person to believe them. And I do, because it's like, again, you have to weigh the options here. It's like, I either don't believe you and I risk basically contributing to a large group of hate, you know, like group of people who are going to be very upset and very angry. And it's like, the other option is I do believe you and I sit back and I wait and I basically just tell people like what you're telling me, if that's okay with you. And that's the option. That's the route I'm taking right now. Again, you know, I think for somewhat obvious reasons. People are saying you think they're playing me. Dude, if I'm being played, I might be. I don't know, but I'm not. You know, it's a crazy ride. I will tell you. At the very least, you know, regardless of what ends up happening, I gotta say, Blue Box Game Studios has achieved something that I never thought would have happened. We have Jose, you're saying Salt Ember Labs replied to one of your tweets, guys. MBG is about to become the PlayStation spokesperson. See you at PSX. Dude, I know that seems strange, and I wish there was something I could say that makes it not seem strange, but even I was like, that's weird. Why are they liking a tweet that I put out like 2 weeks ago? And they commented on it. I saw that too. Again, guys, I can't make you believe me. I can't make you believe me. Even like, I was like, that's really strange. I just thought it was because maybe they just happened to come across it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If I did know, I would tell you. Ludovic Beck, you're saying everything is just a coincidence, guys. We all know it happens often. The 239 facts just randomly connect two completely unrelated things. Look, man, look, I'm not trying to make it sound like I don't believe it all. You know, I was trying to put on an act on Sunday where I was basically like, yeah, guys, it's not Silent Hill. It's definitely just abandoned. Trust me, it's okay. Let's be excited. Again, that was me acting and putting on like a show. Like, I'm gonna pull my own Kojima here, and this is gonna go, you know, be remembered. And you know, and then this happens, and I'm like, oh God, like, what did I do? Like, why? You know, that was not a smart thing to do. So I don't. Dude, now I know how Hassan feels. I see you guys. You're all like, oh, I hear you, MBG. Yup. You're acting better today. I'm like, oh my God, is this how this guy's feeling right now? Because that's crazy. That's crazy. Buddy, you're saying MBG being super vague, dancing around questions. No, dude, I'm not trying to dance around questions, because like I'm saying, the truth to you guys is this. I'm still very confused. Like, I'm flattered that you guys think I'm like some kind of like, you know, secret agent and I'm in on it and I'm fooling everybody. Like, I'm flattered, but guys, like, I'm legitimately baffled. I frequently go from feeling frustrated and like, what is happening right now, to I think I know what's happening, to immediately back to, wait, I actually have no idea what's happening. Somebody help me. So yeah, let me see. Hold on, uh, so thank you for that, Vexus. Tyrone, you're saying earlier you said you could show us the conversation, but out of respect you won't. Then after my super chat, you said you didn't record it. So no, like I'm saying I didn't record like a vocal conversation is what I'm trying to tell you. That's not something that happened. I'm saying I did converse with them, but it wasn't in that way. So, out of respect, I don't want to just be posting like screenshots and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That just feels super, like again, like that doesn't help because I mean, I don't know. Like if he gives me the word at some point or something that I can do that, to basically be like, look, like, see, like this is really what they're saying. I will, but he told me that I can, I can tell you guys we spoke and I can confirm to you guys like this isn't sound. I know how that sounds. Like I wish I could come here and tell you guys, like, you know get ready. Like this is going to be crazy. I really wish I could tell you guys that, but I can't. And I'm genuinely afraid to continue down the rabbit hole because again, I feel like these are like real people. Like people keep asking like why haven't any other developers come forward? Now, this is just my own speculation. I think it's cuz they're scared shitless to do so. I really do. Like I really think that might be why. I could be wrong, but the harassment and stuff like that's a real thing that can happen. And I've been experiencing it myself, and it sucks, man. Like it really sucks. I really wish that people would just be kinder to one another and realize like this isn't that serious. We're talking about video games. You don't need to be nasty to another human being. Like you really don't. Like human beings have feelings, and even though you think that you're just saying things on the internet to someone and it doesn't matter, like no, you can't decide that for someone else. So when you're saying something mean, you're saying something nasty, you're making fun of them, there's a good chance that they're gonna see it and they're gonna have a reaction to it, and it's not gonna be a good one, and that's the whole thing about this. Is I literally made a video like 3 weeks ago at this point telling people like we need to be kinder to one another, and that's why I'm not doing this anymore because I don't want to be part of that if that's what it ends up turning into. Okay. Drive by Joe, you're saying, what about the Silent Hill merch you posted about? So I already discussed that earlier. I think it's funny. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think it's kind of funny. Like, there's all of this going on, and Konami's just like, here's our Silent Hill merch. It's like, and they're just like, skateboards? It's like, oh, God, what is, like, why? Why are you doing this? Like, surely you know what's happening. You're not helping, And I think it's kind of funny. It really is. A World of Madness saying, have you heard of the guy by the name of Father who works at Kojima Productions and has backgrounds in ARGs? So I did see that. Yeah, and I mentioned that a while ago. I didn't ask about that. I don't know what to make of that. That could be what this is. I don't know for certain, but I'm not banking on that. After my conversation and after, what I've heard and what I know, I'm not banking on it. You know what I mean? Like, I still feel like there's like that 1% chance, but I'm definitely not putting that at the forefront anymore. Just so you guys know, I don't want to do that. And really quick, guys. So we're very close to 1,000 likes, guys. Please hit that like button. Let's see if we can get that 1K mark. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate the support you guys are showing. Like, I think it's really important for you guys to show this stream some support in a big way because I really don't, I have some thick skin, and I've dealt with some backlash and some harassment and some hate. But I see people asking me about the accent. Well, okay, so the whole accent thing, yeah, so the whole thing is this. go watch his Twitter video. Like that, assuming that's the same person I spoke to. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the same person I spoke to. I can't like 100% say that for sure, but I'm like 99% sure. If it was, and if you listen to his video, like that's a Dutch accent. That's not, that's not like a Japanese accent or anything. So, I mean, I am making my own assumptions still. Do your own Q&A right now. Kojima isn't practicing his Dutch accent. Nah, dude. No, look, if I wasn't genuinely fearful that there could be some real damaging backlash, if I really didn't think that like, and we could all just like laugh it off and be like, oh, that was great. I can, and I know a lot of you can, but there are some people who won't. And that's why I feel like I can't just be like, haha, You're saying there's too many coincidences to not be Silent Hill. I mean, dude, that's the one thing is like, I didn't want to bother him too much because he made it sound like he's a little, like he's kind of like they're still trying to get stuff sorted out. I did say that. I was like, look, man, there are a lot of coincidences here. And I feel like we could be doing a better job at letting people know that they're just coincidences. And again, that's kind of what motivated me to make this video because I'm like, well, if this really is an indie dev in over their head and they're just maybe like, overly ambitious in what they can potentially achieve, I just want to be able to come out here and do my part and be like, look, guys, like, these coincidences, I don't think there's anything actually behind them. I know that seems insane. And even I think that's like, wow, that's a lot. But, there are a lot of coincidences in the world, and it's like, there's a lot of times where it's like, that's all it is. It's not anything more. And I wish it wasn't that way. Like you guys, if you know me and you've been following me, you know that I would prefer it to be the other way, but yeah. Jeremy's saying, did you ask him about all the cryptic tweets? Yeah, so I didn't ask him about that, but if I had to assume, again, it really just kind of seems like he's trying to react in a way that can help him and his game and not hurt it. But it seems like it just keeps backfiring on him, if I had to guess. I didn't ask him specifically about that. Michael, you're saying Sony send me an invite to purchase a PS5 tomorrow, and I already have one, so I'm buying anyway. All right. Drive by Joe saying would be awesome to be part of an ARG for you. I mean, dude, like I will. My mind would be if I by the end of this by some crazy twist. I'm just saying if it's like, look at that, MBG was part of an ARG. I'm gonna be like I will be dumbfounded because you guys know, like I was convinced from the start that like that's what this is, and then like now after my conversation, I'm like, yeah, I think maybe it's a little bit of delusion and wishful thinking starting to set in, and I think it may be becoming detrimental. And I just don't want to go down that path. You know what I mean? Because that like I may be thinking, I'm like, that's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, no, it's a train. It's a train and it's about to hit you, buddy. Let me see. We have Primal Plasma saying at MEG, if there's no PR setup, then why is Sony giving the game so much hype if they are a small dev team with no history? So, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Again, I didn't, what he told me when I asked about the whole Sony thing and him being involved, he did say that there's only so much he can tell me. But he did say that essentially it's just Sony. They they're on the hunt for like up and coming indie developers and teams that have the potential to really do some bigger things. And he just basically said that what they saw, what Sony saw was very impressive to them. And that's why they gave them their own blog post and they asked them. And, when it comes to the whole trailer thing, he did mention this as well. he confirmed this on Twitter that that's not actually representative of the real game. Apparently that was just a requirement for Sony. Like they had to put something out there like really, really quick. And he said that they just basically put something together like literally like overnight, and that's why they were saying like, don't pay attention to that. They just wanted to kind of create something to give a general idea of what the game could be like. So, this is why I'm like, I'm very confused myself. Like that's what he said. And there's an app coming, but the game reveal is coming later. So it's like, I'm not entirely sure, guys. Like I said, again, I don't have all of the answers, but I feel that this could at least help you guys kind of make up your own minds and maybe kind of get off this Kojima Silent Hill thing, because I really think you guys might be disappointed if that's like, if you're like 100% convinced, you need to proceed with caution is all I'm saying, Brosy, you're saying you are a really bad liar, dude. LMAO. I mean, that's concern. I'm not lying, dude. If all right. I mean, dude, if you think I'm lying right now and I'm acting, I can't say anything to refute that. I'm being as honest as I can right now. Corey, you're saying, just so you know, I 100% believe you and appreciate the work you do. Keep it up. But I will say that I believe you have now entered the Matrix. Dude, I mean, that's it right now, man. Like, I was the one coming out here be like, I'm going to red pill you all. And then maybe I'm like, you know what, actually, I don't know. And then I'm going to find out that, no, somebody's going to have to red pill me by the end of it all. I mean, anything's possible, man. Anything's possible. But I'm just, again, I need it to be known. If I am in on this, I do not know that I'm in on it. And that's, somebody would have to like contact me secretly and be like, bro, you're in on it. I'd be like, oh, all right then. And that's the thing. If I really was in on this, I would probably not be having this conversation with you right now. Let me see. So Jose, you're saying Jeff about to hit up MBG now. I mean, dude, I hope not. That would be concerning to me. I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to let you guys know this, what I believe to be the situation based off of my conversation. The truth is, I'm not special for speaking to Hasan Kahraman. I need to make that clear. Like, he has been talking to a lot of people, so it's not like it's just me. Let me see. Space Gambler Jr. is saying Sony had an indie. This wasn't on it. Sir Speaks a Lot, you're saying whatever I say here cannot be taken back and is final. Sir Speaks a Lot, activate the nuke and destroy these demons spitting on my name. Okay, Sir Speaks a Lot, calm down, man. I feel like you're going off the rails yourself, man. Ace D, you're saying Hassan is the same guy from the MGS5 interview, eyebrows, nose, shape, lips, eyes, and he's trying to make his voice a bit deeper, but talks the same dude. Dude, I don't agree with that at all. Like, I don't agree with that at all, man. Viper, Reap, you're saying here's an easy solution. If it's Silent Hill, pleasant surprise. If not, then I'll see if it's a game that I want. I don't get why people act this way. Well, yeah, dude. So that's the thing too, is like, that's an important point I need to make with this stream, is that like, I understand a lot of people are going to feel very frustrated at this whole situation, but just try your best. And I know it seems like, oh, I'm paid to be saying this. I'm not paid to say this. I'm not an affiliation with Sony or Blue Box Studios. I've not signed an NDA. I'm just being genuine when I say, like, let's just give it a chance and see what it is, because it might not be the exact thing that we all suspected it could be, but that doesn't mean it'll be terrible either, or it'll be bad. That's one thing he did say to me, is that he just hopes that people will like the game and that it will speak for itself and people will, change their tune on it, and I'm like, you know what, man, like, yeah, I hope so too. I hope so too, because this was a crazy ride. And if by the end of it, it seems like it's not going to be what people want it to be, even Jeff Keighley said, like, set your expectations. I totally agree with that. And I think that would be our best way to go about it. I said that on Sunday, but I was being more of like yeah, guys, set your expectations. You know, it's not Silent Hill, but in all honesty, like for real, it's like, no, it's not Silent Hill. Like we really need to set our expectations accordingly here, people. Christopher, you're saying, how do you know he isn't lying to you? I don't know. So that's the thing. I don't know, but at the same time, what kind of person would I be, or what would I look like if it's all true and this is really an indie dev and he's talking to me and he's telling me these things, and I come out here and I'm like, no, guys, check this out. And it's like, turns out, dude, actually that's what it was. Yeah, I'm going to look like a really terrible person. And I don't want to, I mean, not only do I not, I don't want to look like that, because that's not the kind of person I am. I don't want to be overly suspicious to the point where this suspicion, if it's not true, could hurt somebody. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to be that, you know? That just seems ridiculous to me. T, you're saying, if I were you, I'd play it safe too, no worries. Well, that's the thing, is like, at first I was kind of starting to think maybe I should just play it safe because maybe I took it too far with my Sunday stream. But then I like had this conversation and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to sit back. And maybe, and you know, I felt like I had to do this stream again to just kind of, because a lot of you were like, oh dude, you completely changed your tune. And like, I did that on purpose to kind of like mess with you guys, and it was working and it was fun and I was enjoying it. I felt like Kojima myself for once. I'm like, oh, so this is what Kojima must feel like. No wonder why he always does this stuff. But you know, the truth is, like, I was going to start talking about it again and going over all the new information. But then I'm like, you know, I had this conversation. I'm like, oh, geez, like, I'm not doing that. You know, Christopher, you're saying, did you ask him if he was a moron for saying it starts with S and ends with L? How can you be that dumb and not expect backlash? Okay, so, well, first of all, I would never say that to somebody in that way. I think that's just kind of rude. But you know, I did ask about that. I was like, dude, like, you know, what was up with the S and L tweet? And what he basically said is that he legitimately did not think people were going to say Silent Hill. He really thought that because their game, like, there's such an emphasis on realistic survival, he thought that people were going to catch on the survival. And it's like, I can see that, because it's like, well, if you're just really not thinking things through and you're really just excited and you're like, yeah, all right, we're going to start marketing this game now. And it's like, they'll, you know, I mean, I can see it both ways. I'm also kind of in agreement where it's like, you know, he genuinely seemed like he didn't, I don't know. He just seemed like he didn't realize that was going to happen. And he just wanted people to pick up on survival. That's what he said, you know, that's what he was telling me. And I'm like, well, I don't know, man. Like, it's a dangerous game you're playing, man. You know, it's a dangerous game. Let me see. Eric, you're saying, you have spoken your piece. Blue Box will release a great project with or without skepticism. Hassan and his team have been gracious during all of this. And yeah, that's the whole thing here too, guys. Like, I want people to understand that, you know, even though we haven't seen this team, we know that there's at least one person here that's not Hideo Kojima. And I know people are like, oh, he's a paid actor. And it's like, I'm not betting on that anymore. I'm not betting that this is a paid actor. In the end, it could be. And I would be like, but, and yeah, maybe I did get finessed, right? Somebody said that. I don't know. But I'm not, you know, I'm not doing that. Michael Pierre, you're saying I keep missing your super chats. Dude, I'm scrolling through all of them right now. So, oh, Drive By Joe, you're saying that I reread one of your super chats, but the other one was, it would be awesome if for you to be part of an ARG, and it turns out it's actually Silent Hill. Dude, I'm not expecting that at all. I think that's crazy. Like, dude, I can't be like, there's just no way. Like that's like a fantasy in my head. Like, oh my God, like, what if by the end of this, I'm actually somehow part of it? I mean, that's literally like pie in the sky, dude. You know, and I mean, I would be awesome. That would be awesome. I would probably be sitting there in awe for a week, but that's not real. You know, like, I'm a small YouTuber who talks about PlayStation and PlayStation games. Like, that's not real, dude. Okay. Like, I mean, it's not. All right. So I would love to think that, but yeah. You're savage, you're average Joe. You're saying ready for the meltdowns when this goes topside. I mean, we'll see, man. I hope it's not like that's why I'm trying to tell people like calm down, guys. Like temper your expectations. It would benefit literally everybody, including yourself, to temper expectations. Michael Pierre, you're saying I keep missing super chats. I'm not missing them. I have them all in front of me. I'm slowly going over them, so don't worry. T, you're saying I believe in coincidences also. When I made my Reddit account for all of this, Reddit gave me a name and I Googled the numbers. That was with the name for fun, led me to a street in LV called Silent Hill. I don't know what to make of that, dude. That's like some crazy next level stuff. Sorry. My voice, man, it's been shot lately. Kendall Fire saying MBG's about to become the next Jeff Grubb / Jason Schreier. Hope you remember us when you're rich. Not, dude. So that's the thing is like, people were getting frustrated with me on Sunday because I kept acting like I know something and I'm hiding something. And I was doing that on purpose. At this point, I'm literally telling you what I know. Like, this is what I know. I don't know anything else. And, you know, Hassan, he was like, look, man, I'll follow you, but just keep in mind, like, if I do that, people are going to start, they're going to start thinking you're part of it. And I'm like, well, maybe that's because I do need to be part of it. Because I was telling him, like, maybe I can help you guys out, and if you look at the people they're following as well, and I think this is important for anybody who's still doubting, look at the people they're following, go look at what they're saying. They're all saying the same thing because, guys, like, they don't, it's not what you think it is. And they're trying really hard to get people to like come out here and be like, let's relax. Okay. Question mark, you're saying, what's up, brother? I have to ask, who came up with the whole console war concept? Just like Shikamaru said, it's a drag. I don't know. I don't know whoever came up with it. I don't have an answer to that, man. I wish I could tell you. Maybe Sony and Microsoft did it. No, it was definitely before them. I think Nintendo and Sega, maybe. Truth Decay, you're saying Google translation, Hassan, Japanese to English. I'm waiting, just saying. This is real. Just did it myself. Yeah, I heard that too. And it's like, I mean, I know it's crazy. Like, that is a weird coincidence, but, that doesn't make me feel like my conversation with Hassan was any less real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels wrong. Like, it feels wrong to turn to a person who's talking and be like, you're fake, you're not real, you're an actor. I mean, like, what is that, Like, Christopher, you're saying, I think you are telling the truth, or at least what you think is the truth. I still don't buy it. Way too many coincidences. If this isn't Silent Hill / Kojima, this game and team will be DOA. I mean, yeah, like, it is concerning to think about what's going to happen in the long run, because you don't, if this really isn't something awesome, like, I want to believe it is, but if it's really not, then it's not going to be a great look for the studio, unfortunately, with their game. But the one thing I keep feeling good about, honestly, and I do mean this as sincerely as I can make it on, here on the stream, I am sincerely, interested in how confident they are in the game. Like, that's, as somebody who, I follow PlayStation here on the channel, I talk all the time about what draws me in the PlayStation. What draws me in the PlayStation are quality games. And it seems that Sony has really actually been making an active effort to find like more talent and bring on games that could potentially be surprise hits. Look at Ken, Bridge of Spirits. I know it's a timed exclusive, but like, still, people look at that and they're like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. And like, Sony saw that and they're like, let's sign these guys, and I'm hoping it's that type of situation. You know what I mean? Somebody saying the game is dead. The trailer looked bad. Well, we have to understand, we haven't actually seen the game yet. Devil 47, you're saying what people need to understand is that PR isn't easy. There's a reason there's whole departments that are made on the subject. Marketing is a double-edged sword. Yeah, that's true too. And that's the thing here is like, I don't know that Blue Box Game Studios has a PR team. And you could say that maybe like I'm trying to play that role by helping them. But it's like, I'm not, I'm not a PR person. I'm not, I'm not a specialist in that or anything. I'm just doing what I think is right. And it's, if there's anything that this has proven is that, yes, it is very much a double-edged sword for sure. So, I got to tell you guys, it's so hard for me because like I want to talk about this more and I want to have that same energy that I had last week. But I feel like that's just wrong at this point, and if I'm going to have that energy, I'm going to save that for like a PlayStation event or, when we see more God of War and stuff that like is more tangible and not so conspiratorial. You know, People keep saying like the Silent Hill merch. It's like, I know, I get it, but like, it's like I talk to this man and it's like, I'm not going to be like, but the Silent Hill merch told me, it spoke to me, it's like, I know. Isn't it funny how MBG technically blew up around this time? Are we sure he was never an insider from the beginning? Yeah, dude, I'm an insider from the beginning, man. Let me tell you, I know all the things. I've been dropping secrets. You know what is a crazy coincidence? And this is just a personal one with me that I blew my own mind without even trying. So back in I think it was March, the last week of March, I started playing Dead by Daylight and I was like really into it. Like one of my friends told me to start playing it and I'm like, okay. And I got addicted to it. I'm like, this game's amazing. And I loved playing as the killer. And, because I'm so hopeful for Silent Hill, I ended up, the first killer I purchased was Pyramid Head. And I did a random stream on my channel. It was one stream where because I just wanted to try it out and see what would happen, where I played Dead by Daylight for an hour live as Pyramid Head. And I just started, when I was in full conspiracy mode, I'm like, oh my God, it would this is crazy. It was weird to me. You know what I mean? It was just really weird. So that I just thought that was funny. But yeah, I did end up platinuming that game, and that's a platinum I'm very proud of. By the way, hit that like button, guys. We're almost at 1,100 likes. You guys are awesome. I appreciate the support on the stream here. Kirkland Bond, you're saying, I still think he's throwing you off. This is to build hype, and Kojima already marketed past games in this way. Cryptic tweets are sus a lot, though. So, some people have said that to me. They're like, oh, dude, this is like a secret marketing team, and they're trying to get you off the trail. And I'm like, I mean, that could be possible, but again, it's I'll put it to you this way. If any of you right now were to have a conversation at all, with this person, I feel like you would kind of feel the same way. It would be difficult for you to be like, Kojima? No, it's I don't want to be, because I feel like it makes me feel insane. As weird as that, I legitimately feel like, am I a crazy person for still believing this or looking at these things and these coincidences? I know the coincidences are there, but I talked to this person and they straight up told me dude, no, man, we're just an indie team. We're trying to make this game and we kind of made some mistakes and, we're bothered by it. You know what I'm saying? It's I feel like a maniac where I'm but it's real. I feel like I'm delusional at that point. But I mean, look, the truth is I don't know. He could be throwing me off, but if he is, my God, he's doing a very good job. But I don't, again, I fear for the backlash potentially. Jeffrey, you're saying Sony told Blue Box Studios this potential PR/optics disaster had to be cleaned before Friday. I'll bet Sony won't do this again for another indie. Yeah, so that's the thing. He couldn't talk to me about that. I tried asking, have you talked to Sony? What's Sony doing? And I find that so crazy, but, people have told me, dude, corporations, when the stuff is really hitting the fan and it's not good, and it's real bad, these corporations, they will not, they'll just basically slowly distance themselves and be like, yeah, we are not legitimizing this. You know what I mean? And if Sony were to say anything, Like, imagine if Sony put out a tweet where they're like, we are not affiliated with Blue Box Game Studios, nor are we affiliated with Konami or Kojima Productions in this regard. Dude, everybody would be like, you are, we know you are. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you think about it, the best thing to do is to not do anything. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's the thing that's concerning to me about this as well, is like, will this make them more hesitant? So, all right. I'm looking at my chat and like, some people are getting upset because they think I'm lying or something, and they're getting upset. My intention with this is not to upset anybody, like, sincerely. Like, me doing this is the literal opposite. I'm trying to calm everyone down and explain what I believe to be the real situation right now, the truth behind it all. And to I'm going to read you word for word something that Hassan said to me. Like, this is literally word for word. And, maybe if he gets back to me at all, I'm trying not to bother the dude too much. Maybe I can ask him, and I'm serious. I will ask him if he will let me share this or not. But I'm going to read the part here where he told me what I could mention. I'm going to read it word for word. He said, "Oh, just want to mention, and you can talk about this in the open, people should not expect a reveal just yet on Friday. I will mention this later to the public." Okay. And so I said, "Oh, so the app won't be releasing on Friday after all, or do you mean the app itself won't feature the full game reveal?" And he said, "The app will release, but no reveal of the game." And he said, "It's really hard, especially as an indie. Setting up the app takes a lot of time. So we wanted to release that earlier." And he says, "I know this might not be making much sense, but this is what it is." That's word for word. Okay. So like and again, maybe he'll let me know. Again, this is the part that he said I could share publicly. So hopefully he'll let me screen cap it and I can release it so you guys can see that I'm not making this up. But again, I do not want to do that. I mean, I already read it, but I don't feel comfortable doing something like that without first asking if they're okay with it. Okay. I'm sure any of you would feel the same way, right? I mean, I would feel that way. I wouldn't want people sharing messages or anything without asking me first. It's just, we'll see. We'll see if he gets back to me at some point. Because again, like my whole thing with this is like, I'm trying to let him know, like, dude, I believe you, and I want to help you out. I want to help your studio out because I feel like a part of what I've done here on the channel has helped contribute to the potential backlash. And I want to do my part to not have that, happen, because that's just not right. And so maybe he'll let me. I'll let you know, I'll put out a tweet or something if he gets back to me. Christopher, you're saying all this hype and Konami announces a Silent Hill skateboard on their official shop. One thing is for sure, the PR at these companies need to be fired. Yeah, dude. I mean, that did you guys see Jeff Keighley's response to that with the Matrix? Not like this. And I'm like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way, man. Like I mean, a skateboard looks sick, but a skateboard, oh my God. MBG signed an NDA with Blue Box. I did not sign an NDA. You have to understand there's a difference between signing if I signed an NDA, I would not be allowed to speak right now about any of this. I would be a ghost. Okay? That's not how this works. I would be talking about something else. I just because I respect other people and I don't want to just throw them under the bus doesn't mean I signed an NDA or that I'm part of something. All right? It's a human decency. I would hope that you guys would understand that. Southern Prince, you're saying, I get it now. S and L isn't the name of the video game. It's the saying name of the game we're playing, which is survival. Tom Gillis, thank you for that donation, buddy. You're saying, keep it up. Don't care if you are lying, telling the truth, or innocent. Cog in the Kojima scheme. I'm an innocent cog. Don't hurt me. Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I want to say no because it just seems like that would be ridiculous to me. But it's funny to put it that way, an innocent cog in the Kojima scheme. I'm going to stay cautiously optimistic. Some game did a similar pre-release game/app a while back, but I can't remember its name. Yeah, dude, like that's the whole thing, man. Like I think what people are getting mixed up here is like people are like, look, and I don't mean this is no disrespect towards Hassan. It's really not, because honestly, I'd probably be doing the same thing if I was in his shoes. You know, he clearly said he was in one of his tweets on the Blue Box Game Studios that they're a fan of Silent Hill. They like Silent Hill. They think it's a great game. I just think that these guys were heavily inspired by it, and even PT. And I think that they were super inspired by it. And they're like, maybe we can kind of have our own, you know, PT Silent Hill thing. And it's like, you've seen so many developers try this over the years, some more successful than others. And I don't know if maybe that they pitched this to Sony and Sony was like, yeah, let's try it. And like it's backfiring, or if maybe they just decided to do it anyway and see what would happen. But I mean, it's, you know, it's, I don't know, man. It's all so strange, but I'm just afraid of how people are going to react, man. T, you're saying, just found out about you. How long have you been doing this? Well, if you're asking about YouTube, I've been doing YouTube for quite a while now. I think it's like 4 years, 4+ years I've been doing YouTube. So if that's what you're talking about. Leonard, you're saying, how can they release it in Q4 when they said it's in early development just a few months ago and they're only a small indie dev? So, yeah, I don't know what, I almost feel like what they're talking about releasing in Q4 is a demo, like a gameplay demo, not a real full-blown game or something, because that's what's really strange to me too. And I didn't ask him about that. In fact, that's actually a really good question that I would have liked to have brought up. Again, like I didn't have like a notepad with like questions ready to ask. I kind of wish I did, but that is definitely interesting. I don't know. I can only assume like, if they're an indie dev and they're small and they're trying to just get this app out and they're trying to do something with it, I don't know. Maybe the app will be like showing off a trailer of some sort, and then something playable will come later, and that's what he meant in his message to me. Stooge, you're saying, what's up with this snake in the background? Which snake? Oh, the figure. Yeah, so this is a figure. You can go check all of my past streams, except last Sundays. Last Sundays was the only stream I removed. Anytime I go live, that's just my Solid Snake figure. I always have that there. That's not new. It's only new from last week. Last week was the only time I didn't have it, but that's always there, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm not teasing a Metal Gear, okay? Like, I don't know. I want Metal Gear to be real, but I don't know. Truth Decay, you're saying, if it does turn out to be real, what they're doing right now is gaslighting. They're appealing to your emotion to cause you to disbelieve what you believe. I mean, yeah, like that's, you know, I did kind of mention that lightly where I'm like, hey man, like, you know, people are getting upset and they're getting mad. And he kept telling me like, they're not trying to mess with people's emotions. He's not trying to do that. And, you know, I just told him like, people are definitely upset, man. Like they're not feeling great. They feel like they're being like led on. And he's like, you know, like I'm trying my best and whatnot. And it just, it's one of these things. It's one of these things where it's like, I'm just trying to get like truthful answers, and based off of the way he has been communicating with me, it could just be him messing with me, but I don't believe that. I may be naive. I may be a fool for believing this. But again, it's like you look at the weight behind what could happen if this actually is something that's going to go off the rails and off the bridge right into the water. You know, you look at the repercussions of what could happen. It's like, you know, any potential doubt I may have, I don't want to pursue that because of the potential ramifications, as I said. But I mean, it's interesting, you bring that up. Rosh Dom, you're saying I believe you, but you lit the match, MBG. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm not denying that. I'm not trying to say that I didn't contribute to this. Like, that's what frustrates me is like people are like, this is all your fault and you started this. And I'm like, okay, like, guys, come on, like, go look at the trajectory of things. I may have been first on the scene. So when you say I lit the match, yeah, like I was very much the day that SNL tweet came out, I was the first, effort on YouTube, as far as I know, streaming, being like, holy crap, guys, Silent Hill, Hideo Kojima, Blue Box Studios are abandoned. It's real. And like, the whole thing, man. And it was fun. Like, I had a lot of fun, man. But so Sony says, I really want to see Lance McDonald eating 30 boiled eggs. So I saw he quote tweeted me and then it was deleted. I never got to see what he said to me, what he quote tweeted. I don't know what he said. Is that what he said? Because that's a really random message in my chat right now. You're saying, but your chat was trying to tell you this wasn't Silent Hill. Not everybody was. In fact, a lot of people were saying like, dude, these dots you're connecting, man. Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on here. I mean, look at everybody else who's been talking about it. It's not just me. It's not just me. Guys, Robin Gaming came out of retirement to talk about this, for God's sake. All right? Like, it's not just me. I saw Yang Ye make a video on it, Granted, people might not get as excited as I do, but this is exciting. Did I ask about Jeff Keighley? No, I didn't. I think he mentioned that, and he just basically said like Jeff was also just trying to figure things out. Saying people need to chill out with blaming you. I mean, look, man, like I know I can't, like I'm not trying to avoid blame because I'm willing to admit it. Like I'm not trying to avoid it. I'm saying, look, like I contributed and I know I'm basically doing a 180 right now. And I know it's like, oh, flip flop. It's like, yeah, but guys, come on, man. Like we're talking about human beings' lives potentially here, I have more super chats I have to get to though. Let me see. Sir Speaks a Lot. You're saying, MBG, as your family lawyer, I must ask you that you refrain from talking about the NDA we signed with Blue Box and Sony. I don't want a lawsuit right now. Well, I hate to break it to you, Sir Speaks a Lot. If what you're saying is true, we are done. We are done because I just broke everything. Saying Colin Moriarty from Last Stand Media also went down the rabbit hole and believed it's Kojima. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. It's like it makes me sad that people get like that because it's like, guys, I don't think people fully understand like how much I want this to be that and why I'm making the stream, and it's hard for me to make this stream because it's not like I don't think people understand like truly like how big of a Hideo Kojima fan I am and how important the Metal Gear Solid series is to me, and Silent Hill, and PT. Like PT, really, from what I've seen of it, it's like that was gonna be a special game, man, and like the way it went down. So I just wish people wouldn't be so upset. Like we don't have to. I mean, it sucks, but. I'm not trying to play the victim either. I'm just saying, like, I think there's a better way we can all handle this. And it's simple. It's not hard. In fact, it should feel good because when you embrace it, it makes you feel less tense. Like let go of the negativity that you're holding on to and you want to throw around and just be okay, man. Like it's okay to do that. And you'll find that headache you may have, it may disappear. It's okay. I know that sounds like all Zen monk-like, but I think in this case, it's like it may help. I think it really may help. Solid Crusader saying, hey, MBG, quick question. Is there any confirmation that the PlayStation event will happen this week? Well, to answer that first question, I don't know. Like, again, I don't, it, you know, the PlayStation experience is something that's going to be coming at some point. I mean, it still seems likely, since we haven't heard anything yet, that it may, the first week of July or like the first 10 days of July, that may be when it happens. So let's keep an eye out for that, because I'm very much excited for that, like very much excited. And that's why I don't feel so bad about this whole situation, because I know at the very least, like, we still got God of War, guys. We still got the next event. We still got Horizon. It's okay. It's going to be okay. You're saying also AMD Fidelity FX release date was today. So do you think Jim Ryan and AMD will reveal Fidelity FX on console? I don't think they're going to. Sony doesn't really do that. Sony just kind of keeps the technical stuff in the dark, and we'll find out maybe through a third party. Jared Rose, you're saying the abandoned page on PlayStation Store got taken down. Possible Sony statement incoming. Yeah, so dude, like, that's why I'm saying, man, like, people need to calm down. Like, this is why I'm saying, like, I was saying this over and over again, like, I am surprised Sony hasn't said anything yet, and I actually wasn't aware of this, that it was taken down. So, Sony may have had to, maybe Sony was sitting back and they're like, you know what, let's just see if this will kind of work itself out. And it seems like it's just escalating, and it has continued to escalate. I mean, if you go, like, there was a freaking tweet from Hideo Kojima today where he was posing with his police knots shirt, and he did two different photos, and people were like, if you angle it this way, it says P, and then if you angled it the other way, it says T, saying PT. And I'm like, oh boy, this is not good. Like, this is not good, man. Like, what have they done to us? What has Kojima done to us? It's like, this man can't even just take a picture of himself posing. I mean, to be fair, he kind of, given his history, he kind of did it to himself. But it's like, now we're seeing that abandoned, it got taken down from the store. And it's like, guys, like, we're hearing the app is delayed. It's getting taken down from the store. I think something bad might be happening. I don't want to say something bad, like, because I don't know. I know that sounds really like doom and gloom, but I think we just have to... You're saying that was obviously a joke. I mean, I know it was that's the thing, though, is it's like, a lot of people saw that and it's not a joke. They're like, yo, he's teasing PT. It's like, this is where this stuff gets murky, where it's like, you don't even know anymore. It alters reality, man. Kojima with the T pose. Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. I mean, it's such a, I mean, I guess it was the same pose from the shirt. I don't know, man. You're saying it's not taken down? Well, I don't even know. I haven't been paying attention, honestly. Like, that's the thing, is like, I'm at a point where, like, I'm not trying to hyperfixate on anything that's going on right now, because I just feel like I don't know what's going to happen next. And I want to know what's going to happen next. I'm dying to know what's going to happen next, but I have to be patient, and I have to practice the exact thing that I've been preaching this whole time to you guys all this year with Sony, and that is remain patient. It'll all work out in the end, hopefully for the better. And more often than not, it does. So, saying the blog isn't taken down, it's fake news. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're saying they tweeted. Blue Box just tweeted. All right, let me go see. Okay, so they said here, they said here it's like 30 seconds ago. Hold on, this freaking thing is in the way. We have been asked a lot why Abandoned isn't on the store. This is due to the preparation for the release of the app. So, this is where it's like, I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it means. I feel like I can't even pay attention anymore, honestly. I that's that, you know? See, I got Walmart Kojima replying. His name's literally Walmart Kojima, saying, judging from your recent stream, you are definitely into something, MBG. You look very suspicious. Do I look suspicious right now? I mean, I'm honestly asking, because like that's one of the reasons why I was hesitant on doing this, because I was like, after my last stream, I mean, I literally acted like I know something you don't, you know? And I'm trying real hard. I'm not even trying, but like I don't want people to get mixed signals, you know? That's why I was contemplating whether or not I was even going to do this damn stream. But you're saying your body language tells us all, buddy. Dude, if that's the case, then what am I telling you in all my other streams? Because my body language, I'm pretty sure, is not much different. I'm sus. Oh, I mean, to be honest, Hassan warned me of this. He literally told me, he's like, dude, you know, once I follow you on Twitter, everybody's going to think you're also Kojima. And I'm like, well, and you know, I kind of thought to myself, no, like, come on, you guys know me. Like, I'm not that, like, I said it many times before, and I honestly mean it. Like, honest to God, I mean this. If I knew something like that was actually real and it was legitimate, and I'm have some kind of inside knowledge, I would not ever talk about it. No one would know. My wife would probably be the only person that would know. Okay? Because I don't do that stuff. I'll go with rumors that come from other places. I'll go with leaks, and I'll go down the rabbit holes and stuff. But when it comes to that, I don't, you know. You're saying I don't look now, but I look sus on Sunday. Yeah, dude, that was the whole point of the Sunday stream. I was supposed to look sus. I should have just renamed the stream the sus stream, you know? But yeah, I don't know, man. Checking. I mean, it's just strange because, like, I don't know what, I mean, I feel like this is just where they're really not great at communicating, you know? Like, I feel like they're trying, and that's what concerns me about this, is, like, I feel like they're trying to communicate things, and it's like, I don't know, maybe they're I mean, it's always a possibility that they're still purposely being a little bit ambiguous to keep some kind of intrigue around their game. I think that's another very realistic possibility, is that they are, like, you know, the idea that they don't want to capitalize on this at all. I mean, come on. We're not that naive. Like, this is great for them in a way where it's like you got all eyes on you, you know, all eyes on your game. Your game's trending. Like, it was E3 like a week ago, and like nobody cares now. Everybody cares about this. So it's like I could understand why maybe they want to lean into it a little bit, but I feel like it's such a dangerous game where it's like, gee, like, I don't know if you want to do that, man. You know? I don't know if you want to do that. Jeffrey Hicks, you're saying, if this app on Friday flops with Sony fans, I have a feeling the PS5 event announcement will for sure come next week. So there's a silver lining. Yeah, I mean, dude, maybe that's the damage control that Sony's prepared to. I literally put out a tweet. I was like, Sony, please announce your PlayStation event and save us all, because it feels like we're all just sitting here waiting, suffering, you know? Yeah, I don't know, man. If you see this, MBG, say hi on stream. Hi. Yeah, I don't know. We are betrayed. I don't know, man. I hope that this all works out in the end. I really do. You know, it's been in a way it's been stressful, but I think the thing that's made it so stressful is that we just want the truth, and that's why I believe Hassan, because it's like he didn't have to answer me, he didn't have to talk to me. You know, if anything, I mean, I don't know if I imagine he said he really liked my content. That was really strange to me, you know? He's like, I was like, dude, can I like make it clear to people that you're talking to me. I don't want to, you know, and he's like, yeah. And if they really don't believe you, he's like, you can let them know I followed you on Twitter to confirm that. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, but if they really don't believe you, just let them know that I'm a big fan of your content. And, you know, I think your content's amazing and everything. I was like, I mean, I think you're just trying to butter me up, right? Like, I appreciate that. That's amazing. But like, you know, that's really nice of him. And I just was kind of caught off guard with that. And I'm like, well, I guess maybe you want me on your side, you know, and I'm willing to help you out. So I appreciate it, you know? Let me see. D-Dog, you're saying me and Hassan go way back. He's always been a liar, always working with AAA devs and saying he isn't. Total Hassan move. Yeah, dude, at the very least, I gotta tell you, some people were making memes of me, like superimposing my face onto Kojima, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, some of this stuff, some of the memes that have come out of this are just, at the very least, no matter what happens, it's like, I'm grateful for that, man. Like, that is always awesome. You know, like... Let me see. Hassan is Mark Cerny. No, you're getting matrixed, bro. Life is a dream. Yeah, I don't know anymore, man. I mean, like, that's the thing. Is like, I still feel like I'm having fun. I'm afraid of how much fun I should have. Because again, I don't like, I was reading responses. So I commented on Hassan's, his video on his Twitter that he put out. I commented on it and I was like, Hassan is Hassan, you know? And I said, I appreciate you doing this, man. And I meant that. I really meant that because, you know, he didn't have to do that. And he seemed pretty genuine, you know? People are like, oh, he's reading a script. And it's like, I don't know, man. I do off the cuff content all the time. That's all I do. And I'm like, that did not seem scripted at all. If that was scripted, he's literally a paid actor then, you know, to convince you it's not. But, you know, I was looking at some of the responses I was getting, and there were some people who were very, very upset. Like they were really upset with the situation and me. And I'm like, you know, like this sucks if this is how this is going to end, you know, with like a whimper. But Hasan Kahraman in the chat says, hi, MBG. I enjoyed talking to you. Yeah, see, Hasan Kahraman in the chat, I'm pretty sure that's not you, buddy, because, you know, Blue Box Game Studios, they confirmed that the YouTube Hasan Kahraman is not the real Hassan. So I won't lie to you. Like, if it really is you, I'm totally mind-effed. Wait a second. Hold on. You did say you enjoyed my content. Nope, not doing it. Not going there. I'm out. I can't take it anymore, guys. This is, the app is gonna, it needs to reveal everything. I don't even know what the app's gonna be, but I need that app in my life, man. That's not him, bro. I know, I doubt it. I doubt it. I mean, I've had, if that's Hasan Kahraman on my channel, then I've had Jim Ryan on my channel. I've had Phil Spencer. I've had Hideo Kojima. You know, I've had Mark Cerny. I do have a few more super chats though. Thank you, Mark B. Thank you for that donation. Sainu.com, you're saying, hope it's an indie game, shows dangers of conspiracies. Yeah. JFK TV, you're saying, just stop by. Can't watch right now, but I'll watch tomorrow while I work. But yeah, man, whatever happens, I'm still interested to see what happens. Yeah, I mean, I'm still very much interested, you know. We need Corey Barlog on the channel. Dude, I'd love to have Corey on the channel. Corey, I don't know if you're listening to this, man. Probably not, but hey, you're welcome on the channel anytime. Sir Speaks a Lot, you're saying, hey, MBG, is the wife around? Remember that time we went to... Okay, I'm not reading that because that's not true. All right, Sir Speaks a Lot. Now, Sir Speaks a Lot he's starting to try to break this fourth wall. I don't appreciate that, all right? Nobody believes Sir Speaks a Lot. He's a liar. An absolute liar. Brian, MBG, you said you were putting on a show Facade on Sunday. Who's to say you aren't doing the same again? I mean, look, I can't say. Here's why, okay? If you go back and watch me on Sunday, a lot of that stuff I planned out, and I was trying to have so much, I was having so much fun with it. I put a little blue box here, pulled out Death Stranding. I was thinking about putting a picture of Kojima in it just for fun. I hid some stuff in my intro credits that some people definitely picked up on. And, it was pretty, I thought it would, see, some people, I don't know, some people still believe me and whatnot. People thought I was purposely trying to act sad in the beginning. It's like, I wasn't. I was legitimately tired. But the truth is, I can't, there's nothing I can do right now to convince you that I'm not a liar or this isn't a facade or an act or anything right now, other than the only thing I can say is that, and I really don't know how else to explain it, if I am in on it, if I am somehow roped into an ARG that's going to blow everybody's minds to the next dimension, I don't know about it. And I don't want to believe that, because that sounds too good to be true. And 9.5 out of 10 times in life, when things seem too good to be true, it's because they are. There's always that 0.5 there, that small percentage that maybe, but I'm not on that train anymore, and that's why I want you to know that regardless of what happens, I felt the need to make this video to make it clear that I don't want to be a reason why a small indie studio who's potentially working on a project they are passionate about gets harassment or hate. And I know that I can't undo what I did with my other content, I know that I can't, I can take it down. And the only reason I'm not is because, if anything, if I take that content down and then leave this up, it won't really make sense. But, this is the most updated content I'm putting out. And, people are like, oh, you're just trying to save face. It's like, guys, like I've been put through the ringer multiple times here on the channel. This, okay? It's not really just, part of it is like, yeah, I don't want people to think that like I'm that kind of person, because I'm not. But at the same time, it's like I do think about people and the positions they may be in, and I don't want to, and I say this from experience, I've been there and I know what it's like. So I don't want to be part of that. So that's why I'm just trying to say, like, again, even if by the end of this, it's like somehow, some way, like we were all fooled and this is the craziest ARG ever. Again, I don't expect that. But if it is, just know I was along for the ride as well. And I did not know that that's what was going on. At this moment in time, I have no inclination. I have no belief. But, that'd be, I will say this. It would be a hell of a thing if all my content that I put out up till this point was vindicated, right? That'd be crazy. Again, that's why it's like that kind of stuff. That's not how things work on my channel, guys. I'm the 13 teraflop guy. I'm the RDNA 3 dude, Infinity Cash guy. That's who I am. So, saying take the L, that's the thing. I take the L, man. I take the L. So I don't, I don't want people to misunderstand. Let's go. I'm going to go over here real quick. Let me go check on Twitter, see if anything's going on. I don't know if Blue Box is saying anything more. Yeah, I don't know. I think people are calming down a little bit, which I think is good. Like, there's still, the memes won't ever stop. The memes won't ever stop. People are compiling all these lists. Somebody says nothing against Hassan, but I still don't believe him 100%. And here's why. And there's, yeah, it's a lot of stuff. And I think a lot of it I've went over, but, I just don't feel comfortable. I don't feel like that's the right thing to do. You know, there is one interesting thing here that I don't believe, but I mean, it's just an interesting thing to think. Some people think that this supposed app is actually just going to reveal a date for Sony's event. And it's like, you know, at that point, you would have to think Sony would be behind it, you know, but I don't know about that. Sony doesn't do things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, Sony does Sony does straightforward stuff. Guys, what do you think I should eat, by the way, when I'm done here? My wife's in the chat too, so give her some suggestions. Burger King, maybe? I don't know. Pizza? Ramen noodles. Burgers. Yeah, burgers sound pretty good. Indian food. Burrito. Wendy's. Arby's. Salmon. Ghost pepper. Jamaican food. We're probably going to go with burgers, I guess. Chipotle. Oh, yeah, Chipotle is good. I think we just had that. Dutch food. What is Dutch food? um, but yeah, I felt like I had to clear this up with you guys. You know, I was thinking about not doing this stream and just not saying anything more, but I just want you guys to know that I really am sorry if when all this happens, you know, when all this goes down, if it really like was just nothing and I basically did put the tinfoil hat on and it's just a whole lot of like wishful thinking and whatnot and a bunch of crazy coincidences, I want to say that I had a lot of fun. Like, I mean, there are times on the channel where like there's a lot of passion coming through, a lot of excitement, and I think you guys saw that with the streams. And what really, again, I felt good about is a lot of you guys were enjoying that, and you could clearly see like how, you know, how excited I was about this. And I don't regret those streams at all. I still think that there's a lot of crazy stuff that's like, even if this is, you know, just an indie dev that really got caught up in a mess, it's some weird, bizarre stuff that you just don't ever expect to find, right? So I gotta say this too, and again, this is not a swipe at Blue Box Game Studios or Hassan. If anything, this is like kind of brought me back. But I got to say, this entire situation has me yearning for like another Kojima experience. I don't know what Kojima's next project is going to be. I don't know. You're saying you're begging me to stop apologizing. No, I know. I know that I could come out here and be like, I don't have to apologize for anything. It's not my fault, you know, because like technically it's not my fault. You know, I didn't start this, but it just, you know, again, I care about people and how they feel, and no one likes feeling misled. And you know, I think there's a positive, there's a silver lining to it all. And you know, this has just gotten me very much excited and yearning, as I said, for another proper Kojima experience. You know, I loved Death Stranding. I'm interested to see what not the cut content, but new content in Death Stranding director's cut is going to be. But with that trailer that he made for Death Stranding director's cut, man, it really brought me back to Metal Gear. And you know, there's still more rumors going around about Hideo Kojima's next project. I mean, Jeff Grubb, man, he is not stopping. He's saying that he is talking to Xbox, and now apparently it's for a cloud game. And Microsoft's really trying to rope him in, and it's like, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Like, that sucks so much if that's true. I asked Jeff if he could like clarify some things. Like, I asked him if he could clarify and be like, hey, like, you know, is this like an exclusive they're trying to get him for, or is this like a multi-platform game, but Microsoft just wants him involved in their cloud initiative? And I know that there's a lot of people like, oh, I don't believe him. I don't believe him. And it's like, I mean, I'm not saying I believe him 100%, but he clearly has some type of idea of what's going on specifically with Xbox. So it's like, it's hard not to be like, you know, um, do I not own an Xbox as well? I do, but it's not about that. It's like, I'll play whatever Kojima's next game is, wherever it is. You know what? Hell, if Kojima's next game is exclusive to the cloud, I'm playing in the cloud, man. I never thought I'd say that, but Kojima's, you know, he's my favorite developer of all time. You know, he really is. I know there's people who think he's overrated and whatnot, but for me, it's played a literally like a vital role in like my childhood, and it just stands out. And like, you know, growing up playing Metal Gear Solid games, and you know, seeing PT and then playing Death Stranding. So I'll go wherever he goes, but it really sucks if like, man, like that's how it's like, if that's how it ends up, like Kojima's next game is actually an X Cloud exclusive. I'd be like, oh God, like no, why God, why? Like, why did it have to be this way? And you look at how tight Kojima and Sony are, right? You see how they're just, you look at how much Sony helped get Kojima on his feet. There's pictures of Kojima with Mark Cerny, Herman Holst. You know, he used the Decima engine. It would just be difficult to believe that Kojima would then just be like, well, I guess I'll go to Xbox now. It's like, what did Xbox do for you, man? You know, they didn't do anything for you, you know? So it would feel a little strange, but we don't know. We don't know. Figuratively, literal, you're saying definitely respect you for doing the stream, man. Well, thank you so much. That's the thing. I'm not trying to play a victim. I'm not trying to earn like, you know, brownie points or anything. It's not about that. I'm excited. I'm still very much excited for whatever happens next, because I just feel like this is just such an interesting saga and an interesting journey, and we just don't know how it's going to end. Even still, as confident as I may seem, I still have no idea. And I'm very much just looking forward to whatever comes next. And, you know, I'm trying to be positive because we still have the PlayStation event. Hopefully, you know, playing Ratchet and Clank. I feel bad because I like have not been talking about it, but man, that game is amazing. Really fun. So Keegan Moore, you're saying MBG, check Blue Box's Twitter to explain why Abandoned isn't on the store. I already did, buddy. Don't worry. I did. And then we have Mr. Champagne. You're saying during E3, the Future Gaming Showcase was presented by WD Black. They announced a series of SSDs compatible with the Xbox and PS5. There is an NVMe in the lineup, yet no one is talking about it. Check it out. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, man. I'm not gonna lie, like my mind has been drifted. It's drifted a little bit from the whole, you know, following every little thing that's been going on. But all right, guys, here's the final question. Wendy's or McDonald's? What do I go for? Wendy's or McDonald's? I feel like I'm leaning towards, I don't know. I feel like I really want some McDonald's fries, but Wendy's burgers, I don't know. Wendy's or McDonald's? You let me know, chat. I know that was really random. Lot of Wendy's. McDonald's. I'm seeing more Wendy's than McDonald's. What is that question, MBG? Yeah, we're just figuring out what I'm going to eat tonight. That's the question, man. I think I'm going to have to go with Wendy's. Haran, I don't know if you're still in the chat, man. You let me know. What is Haran's... I keep calling him Haran. I apologize. Hassan, not Haran. I don't know why I want to keep calling him Haran. You let me know, man. Sir speaks a lot. MVG is desperately trying to make sure I don't break the fourth wall, but it will happen. I am the tumor in his head now, and I will not stop until nuke. T, you're saying Wendy's nuts hit your chin. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we'll go Wendy's. I think that's the way we got to go. So, is Blue Box, did they say anything else maybe? Man, my stomach's growling. EKA saying, enjoy your stream, keep up the good work. Yeah, I really hope you guys still appreciate the streams. I still enjoy them. Obviously, I like doing them. I thought today would be a good time to do this stream because there's not a whole lot right now to talk about, and I'm waiting to see what else happens. But I wanted to mention this to you guys as well. I totally forgot. I think this is kind of important to kind of let you guys know, again, that keep your expectations in check. So there's one of the outsourcing studios. Excuse me. One of the outsourcing studios, they were actually discovered. Let me find it here. I lost it. I'm looking for it right now because the name of the studio is kind of weird, but it's a real studio. Here we go. Yes, so they're called Nuair Studio. They're legitimate. They're a real outsourcing studio, and they are apparently helping with this. So they tweeted out 4 days ago, literally just a blue square, so like blue box, I guess, to let them know. And Blue Box Game Studios actually responded 3 hours ago and says, thanks for the awesome work, guys. So, it's kind of like, I don't know, like, see, this is where it's like people are still like, oh, it's still conspiracy. It's like, how far is this going to go? Like, now, not only is there a fake studio, but now there's fake outsourcing studios or the outsourcing studios are in on it. It's like there's too many things that at some point somebody would have had to come out and let the cat out of the bag. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. It's crazy at this point. I'm saying New Air can't be found on The Last of Us Part 2 credits. I don't know about that. I mean, I would have to check myself, but it is what it is, guys. Again, I was sure to make sure with Hasan Kahraman to make sure that I could let you guys know publicly if he was okay with it, that we talked, and this is an indie developer who is, I think, I know some people are like, oh, he's an actor and whatnot, but again, if he's an actor, he's doing a damn good job and he's convincing me, and I feel kind of bad, and I feel like I'm so connected with this. I feel so connected with this whole thing that's going on that I feel like I have to kind of just help them out a little bit, So, but yeah, hopefully that clears some things up. I was getting a lot of questions recently, like, why is Blue Box Studios following you all of a sudden? And I wasn't sure if I should like talk about it publicly, so I cleared that up. And again, the last thing I want everybody to know before we end the stream, because I'm absolutely starving right now, is again, Haran. If I call him Haran one more time, I'm going to slap myself. Hasan Kahraman. Why do I keep calling him Haran? Hasan Kahraman wanted me to let you guys know that we're going to get the app this Friday. That's apparently still going to happen, but not to expect the game reveal. He said the game reveal will come later. So you make of that what you will, but that's what we can look forward to. And Sir Speaks a Lot, you're saying, let's just say Hassan took a break from the chat. Yeah. Yeah. But all right, guys. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I wasn't, again, like the stream just kind of came out of nowhere. We have still 1,100 people here, guys. Before you head out, please do me a big favor. I'd really appreciate it. Hit that like button. We could easily get 1,300 likes if you do that. I want to take a moment to thank every single one of my viewers for taking the time to hang out with me, and especially those who support me. Big shout out to all of my channel members, everybody who continues to support the content, all of my new subscribers here, everybody who's been here, everybody who has been donating super chats, and liking the videos. Really, really appreciate it, guys. You literally fuel the channel and you allow me to continue to do what I do here. And I absolutely love what I do here. So, you're saying, why did he delete his latest tweet? I'll go check real quick. I don't think they deleted it, did they? It's still there. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently it was deleted. No, no, no. It's actually deleted. I'm checking now. I don't know. I don't know. That is pretty strange. Yeah, that I don't see. This is again. This is kind of why I'm like, before I head out, guys. Like, this is why I can't do this anymore, because he may have just said something he wasn't supposed to say. Sony PR may have just called him and be like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? Stop." I don't know, and I feel bad because I'm like I read that tweet as well, and for those wondering, the tweet just says we've been asked a lot why Abandoned isn't on the store. This is due to preparation for the release of the app, and it's like, nobody. I don't think anybody knows like what exactly to make of that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they realize that like there's a better way they could communicate this, so maybe they'll, um, maybe they'll clear that up. I really don't know. Again, I'm trying my best to help out, but I'm still very much in the dark with a lot of things. So I hope that I hope that this stream maybe helped some people, at the very least. I hope you can at least appreciate that I did this. Maybe we'll get something from it. But I think I'm not going to definitively, like, I'm not going to say this definitively. My goal is to not really follow this as closely until we get to Friday and we check out the app. Like, I feel like I kind of want to go quiet with this, only because I feel like anything I do going forward is just going to bring unnecessary, I don't say unnecessary tension, but like, if I feel like I can't help it out, I just don't want to interact. If I feel like I'm just going to do damage potentially, but I can't say that definitively because I do not know what lies next. I don't know what's going to happen next, so Kirkland, you're saying, see what I mean? Something strange is happening, shaking my head. I mean, that's the thing, is like, it's not a good look. I won't lie, like putting out the tweet and then deleting it. But at the same time, it's like, I do that all the time. I do that all the time. I mean, what that tells you is that I think Blue Box Game Studios needs a PR person. Like they needed a PR person yesterday. You know what I mean? And I know, running my YouTube channel and tweeting out and stuff, like, yeah, sometimes you kind of realize, oh, like, I got to delete that. That was not a good tweet. You know what I mean? I don't know. Henry, you're saying there's gameplay of a game which may be related to Abandoned. It's called at X Experience War Trauma on Twitter. There's also a Reddit post. Yeah, maybe I'll have to go check that out, man. I saw a couple of people referring me to that, so maybe I'll have to go check that out. But all right, guys, that's going to do it for the stream. Again, just a big thank you to everybody. You guys are absolutely awesome. I mean, I know things are crazy around here lately, but I think we have a really awesome community here, and I really appreciate all the stuff you guys do for me. It means a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. I hope this cleared things up. Again, I know not everybody's going to believe me, but I hope you do. I have no reason to lie. But yeah, so that does it. I will catch you guys next time. I don't know if we're going to do a stream or a video tomorrow, but look out for whatever I do next. And yeah, till next time, guys, take care.